Hello fellow factory enthusiasts, welcome back to another episode of Shapes 2. In the last episode we completed Milestone 5 by creating these blue ninja stars on this green checkerboard, and that allowed us to unlock some goodies. Now if you guys are interested in the start of the series, I'll have a link in the description. Without further ado, let's get into this episode. Alright, Milestone 5, what did you give us? Unlock. Look at that, we've got trains, guys. What the heck do trains do? This is definitely a new feature of Shapes 2. Looks like the trains, they travel on some sort of railway. We've got rails, train stops, shape wagons. We've got all these rail configurators, train launchers. My lord, we've got a lot of cool stuff. We even got 1,000 new platform limits, yay! And now we're gonna have to do this next milestone. Now, what do we need to do? Give me more information about trains. With trains, you can support huge amounts of shapes and fluids over long distances. Trains can only go on rails. Place them like you would regular belts. Okay. Once trains reach the end of the rail, they'll go back on the bottom side. Ah, okay, that's cool. They wrap around and go on the other side. Why is the tutorial thing so laggy? With every train that starts with a locomotive, when placing it, you can select which color the train will have. Okay, that's cool. Great. Lots of things with trains. We're going to figure it out. But I think ultimately, once unlocked in the shop, trains can also directly launch into the vortex and deliver all of their contained shapes. Amazing. Alright, I'm going to do this offline and figure out how these trains work, and then I will explain it to you guys. Be right back. Figured out how trains work now. I've just done this off camera because this took me bloody ages to do. So let's say we have an extractor over here. The start of this episode is going to be a little bit of a train tutorial for you guys. So we have an extractor, right? What we need to do is we need it to use this shape unloading thing and loader to load it into the train network. So as you can see, when we build that, the extractor inputs into this train thing loader, and it fills up this little buffer over here. I don't know how to make it fill up all 3 buffers yet, but I'm sure we'll figure that out. I'm not sure if once it fills up one buffer, it just goes to the next one or not. But now, how does the trains actually work? So the rail actually is like a loop-de-loop like this, so you don't need to make your own loops. It will just go underneath and come back around. So to show you, if I have a rail that goes out that way, I need a train that goes onto this rail. How do we build that train? So we build a little bit more rail, then we add in a locomotive. So we do that, and then we give it a wagon, that way it can load shapes. Now, with that attached to that, you can see when this ring goes green, it will launch out a train. Just like that, a train goes out. Now the train zooms right past this little platform here, and it goes around and comes back home and then just does loop-de-loops like that. Right? Simple. So how do we get this thing to load something? To do that, we need to put a train stop in. So we need the train to stop such that the wagon stops here. So you need to figure out where the train stop goes. So if you put a train stop there, the head of the train should be here and the wagon should be here. Nope, that's not right. So we'll undo that. We will put the train stop 1 back. So here you can see now that the train stop's in the right position. The first wagon is now loaded with materials. Now, what can that do? So we need to then unload this somewhere, right? The whole point of the train is to transport stuff. Why do we want to use a train instead of regular belts, you might be asking? Well, that is because rails, unlike belts, do not use up your platform units. So we can transport things really long distances without using belts. And I think ultimately they're going to be faster than the belts. So definitely don't sleep on these trains, guys. Take some time, familiarize yourself with them. But without further complicating things, if we continue the rail, say we add another train stop over here, this way. Oops, lagged for a second. We add another train stop. The train's going to stop here, and we've got to unload over here. So we just need an unloading station, just like that. Then when this train gets here, it should unload all its materials into this buffer, and then you can just use your regular platforms again to then hook up into this unloader, which will in theory get you the items that you want. How cool is that? All right, we're definitely going to have to incorporate this into our factory, no doubts about that. Eventually we're going to get a train launcher that will launch stuff directly into the vortex, which is going to be super handy because I explained to you last episode, we're limited on the belts that we can use. Eventually we're only going to have this many inputs into the final vortex, so we can only input 9 things. That doesn't make much sense. The trains are going to help us out with that. Great. So let's undo this build and let's get started with this episode. As always, we want to do milestone stuff first. We seem to have gotten an operator level, which is perfect because that gives us the 25 research points that I've been waiting for to unlock our extender for our fluid stuff. So fluid mining extension. That will definitely allow us to clean up some of this crap. See how we've got 4 separate fluid generators doing this funky thing? Instead, now that we have fluid extension, we can delete all that crap and we can put in our fluid mining extension. Just like that. And I'm assuming it functions exactly like a shape miner, and it activates all of these fluid extractors. Yay! All right, let me figure out a nice pattern to make over here, so then we can, oh, what if should I put these on separate pipes or the same pipe? We should definitely do something like this, right? Because then that can just, sorry, liquid pipe. That can directly pipe out here, that can directly pipe out here. We can extract this way, and we can liquid pipe that out like such. So guys, a bit messy. I want to do that right the first time. That's looking awfully beautiful and symmetric. Let me build these fluid miners the way I want it. And then we will save this. Oops. We will Control S and save that as fluid extractor. Beautiful. Now we've got fluids extracting out of one neat platform. Don't need to waste all those extra platforms to do fluid stuff. Perfect. So being able to do that, I think we should clean up our factory a little bit. In fact, the first thing I want to do is completely get rid of this system here. One thing that I didn't figure out was whether the trains can transport fluids. I'm going to just assume that they can, so that's fine. I want to, so we've got milestone 4 stuff going in here, which is great, but we kind of want milestone 5 stuff going in here. So maybe we should take some time and clean up our factory a bit. Remember, we did get our operator certificate a few episodes ago telling us not to build spaghetti, and I kind of feel like this is, it's not spaghetti yet, but it's getting towards spaghetti. So let's take some time out, invest the time, if you will, and build our milestone 5 shape so that it's not coming from this side of the world and this side of the world. And maybe we'll incorporate our trains into the mix. How about that? How does that sound, guys? So the first thing that we need to do is deconstruct whatever crap we were doing before. Which is this ninja star system. Can I go I-O? No, it doesn't do that on the main overworld. You can't select all connected things. I just want to delete all this, but just being very careful not to delete anything I really need. So we can get rid of this. Blue ninja stars are gone. We've reclaimed a bunch of platforms. Look at all those platforms. Red is also gone. Red is also gone. Where is red? Where's the blue and the red mixing for my ninja stars? I'm a bit confused, sorry guys. This is this thing. Yep, okay. We're gonna get rid of this part. And we're gonna get rid of this. We're gonna get rid of that. And then we go and get rid of all of this long ass platform line, because now we have trains. We don't want to be doing our fluid mixing like this. We'll figure out a brand new way to do this in a much cleaner and cleverer way. Excellent. So, what do we need to do? We're going to figure out a new design pattern for this sort of stuff, so bear with us. we're going to have a look at these shapes that we need to make. It's basically a ninja star with a green checkerboard. Now, obviously we don't have that exact shape that we need. We have ninja stars and checkerboards somewhere. We have ninja stars here. We can turn that blue with any of the blue in the surrounding area. Where do we have a perfect square? Do we need a perfect square? Not really. We just need a quarter square, which we can paint green. So we've got ninja stars, we've got blue, we've got green, we've got square, quarter squares somewhere here. Right? I think that works out nicely. Let's start with blue ninja stars. That's the easy part. So let's extract ninja stars. We'll go to our blueprints, we'll grab our extractor, we will put one here, and just like that, we've got ninja stars coming out. We don't need to do any operations on these ninja stars. So we need only to come to this blue area and grab our fluid extractor and extract the fluids. Now, with the fluids extracted and the ninja stars extracted, I need only pipe my fluids over to my ninja stars and join them together. So if I get a space elevator and do that, and get my fluids and do that, can I rotate? Yeah, something like that, right? Now we've got ninja stars and fluids. We need only paint, and we've got a painting array that does exactly that. So if we just rotate that, ensuring we flip it in the direction where the fluids and the shapes are coming from, that should give us our output of blue ninja stars. Let's just validate that. Can I, if I just delete this and build some shapes, does that do that? No. Is there something wrong with my blue? Nope, blue is coming out correctly. Ninja stars, you're coming out correctly. Once you hit this area, you should come out with blue ninja stars. The preview doesn't seem to be updating very well until blue comes out. I guess until it hits the platform, it doesn't know what the preview is. That's fine. We can start working on the green checkerboards. I wonder if I can go into my operator and pin this thing that I want. Can I pin it? Pin, 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 layer view. Hey, cool. It gives us our layer view and everything. Nice. I could rotate and move it. I didn't know we can interact with this screen like this, but anyway, that's cool. So we need this green checkerboard. So the green checkerboard, we've got green over here. We've got quarter squares everywhere. Let's just take it from this shape over here. So if I just simply build my extractor again, let us extract some quarter squares. So that gets us squares, and we need to cut them into quarters. So let's build ourselves a platform. By Shift 5 builds a platform. Then we can start building our cutters and rotators. I don't think I need to rotate. I just need to cut, rotate, then cut. So my cutters, I haven't upgraded anything, so it still takes 4 cutters to do anything. And then we just need to rotate 90 degrees any direction, and then we just need to simply cut again. And then we will copy that. Again, I've done the thing where I didn't copy. Stop that. Shift, copy, paste. We'll drag another input in, and then we'll take the output of these quarter squares. Great. Take the output of this side as well. Then we need to simply copy all of that, flip it, and pop it right down on the other side. We've got a full saturated belt of quarter squares now, and we need only paint that green. So where is the closest green to this thing? We can bring them all out, which is fine. Do I want to do that there? I'm just thinking I want the green patch closer. I want to bring the green to the squares, because I feel like we're gonna need to do this a few times, because we were limited on the green checkerboard pattern for whatever reason. But I suppose it doesn't matter which way we bring it. Let's just bring it both centrally. So let's go and get our fluid extractor, and we will bring that in via piping halfway, and we will bring this in via piping halfway as well. Something like that. So now we've got our fluids, our thing. All we need is a painting array. We'll rotate it and ensure that the fluids and the thing are coming in the right direction, and that should give us our green quarter squares. What do we need to do with these green quarter squares? Well, we need to merge it with regular quarter squares. So I need another copy of this. And we need to bring in regular quarter squares. So I need more space elevators. And don't worry, when I build this, guys, I will optimize it a bit more. So here is regular quarter squares now. And we just need this in a stacking array, right? So let's grab this and we will make it turn this way. And then we'll grab this and make it turn this way. And we will simply have these green quarter squares merged with these regular quarter squares. However, I want my quarter squares turned a little bit, don't I? Because they both turn the same direction. So I want this one to be rotated like 90 degrees or something like that. So we can do that by simply cutting out this section. Oops. Cutting that, shifting that up, then cutting that and shifting it up and adding a layer of rotators here. And that will give us slightly rotated 90-degree things. Doesn't matter which one I rotate because either way they're going to form into a checkerboard. So this gets us our 2 sets of green checkerboards. Can't flush this, can I? This is the correct rotation. Which orientation did I change? Oh, yeah, cool. So one of them is one way, one of them is the other way. I don't care which one's which. Eventually they're going to come out and I just need to stack them. And I have a lovely stacking array right here that takes input from the left and the right and pushes out stacked objects. Beautiful. So that, in theory, once it saturates, should give us a half a checkerboard. M is milestone? No, I need to figure out what the milestone button is. T. So if we go over here, it should give us half this checkerboard. So we need only take this half checkerboard that we've made and combine them using another stacking array. But we do need to rotate and then combine. So 4 of these and 4 of these. So to make a full array of these, we can either rotate this and duplicate all this, or we can just figure out how to duplicate all this. We need to double all of this up essentially. So if I take another 2 of these, oops. If I take another 2 of these, I'm going to need to double this up like that. And then we need to bring them all over with another set of green. I assume I'm going to need to double up this as well. This is going to be a new design for me, so I'm going to have to figure out how to do this cleanly. So we're going to need another one here. Maybe we can just go underneath it, maybe? So if I put another one, like, just copy this whole thing and just put it here, giving it a little bit of breathing room, we can put that there. All right, I think that's a better idea. Let's forget this for now. Let me unstack this. I'll cut this one out because we will need it a bit later. Let me take a copy of this one. We want the same 2 shapes here. Then we want this one to go here. I think that's a cleaner design. If I just do that there, but I want it to go underneath and come out over here. That should hop under this platform and into here. So this thing and this thing does exactly the same thing, and that looks kind of clean, I guess. It's not perfect. We might improve on the design a little bit, and both of these need to go into a stacking array. Do I want to maybe put these a little bit like closer to each other? It's neither here nor there. Let's put these a little bit closer to each other, and now both of these output things. I want this one to output this way, and then this one to come down, and then not to come down, maybe come down and rotate that way. Cool. I don't want to align them because obviously we need 2 of these shaped things to come out as well. So if I copy this, bear with me guys, there's a reason to all this madness. Can I cut? Put that there like that, put that there like that, and then we will output these as belts like this. If there's an easier way to do this, please let me know in the comments, because I feel like I'm making a little bit of spaghetti, not major amounts of spaghetti, but just a little bit of spaghetti. Maybe that goes there, and that goes rotated the other way, like that. And then a platform can go here, so maybe this can go underneath. So if I put a stacking array here, this just goes over the edge. Let me just see if that works. Remember, this game is a lot about testing, so don't feel free to do stupid stuff, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't work, try something else. There's no time limit to this game, there's no anything to this game, so just feel free to experiment, play around, do stuff. So if we put a tunnel entrance down this way, that should get us, and I just copy that, that should get us 2 sets of this stuff, right? In theory. So we've got a full belt of this quarter square. We've got a full belt of that quarter square. If we just simply stack that, we're going to have a full belt of half squares. And then here's going to be another full belt of half squares. We need only rotate these items 180 degrees. So let me rotate one of these. Maybe we'll rotate this one while we're waiting for it. So given these are the outputs, I want to be able to rotate, and to rotate 180 degree full belts, we only need 2 for each tile. So we'll do something like 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Let's see if that makes sense when I put in the inputs and the outputs. These can just output direct, and these can do a little bendy bend and then output. I think that makes a lot of sense. What about you guys? You guys think that makes a lot of sense? I think that makes a lot of sense. We've got our squares coming through, and now we've got our top half of this shape, and this thing should be generating the bottom half of this shape. And now we need only stack these two together. So if we take a space belt, rotate it this way, take a space belt, rotate it that way, we need only build a stacking array from our blueprints and stack these together. And that should give us our final checkerboard. Yay! And with our checkerboard, we can merge it onto this thing. So this thing is currently outputting one full belt of blue ninja stars, and this thing is outputting one full belt of checkerboards. And now we've got the right throughput, as well as we've condensed this factory into this little area to create our Milestone 5 shape. Isn't that lovely, guys? I think that is quite wonderful. So we can take our stacking array, put it here. We got to ensure that it's being stacked the right way. The blue ninja stars are going up the top, which is good, and the green checkerboard should be coming down the bottom. Once that is done, we need only deliver this back into our main base. Should we do this by rail? Maybe we should test that out. What do you guys think? Let's give rails a go. We've got 1700 platforms, but I feel like this is enough of a distance for rails to handle. So we start with our rail loader. That makes logical sense. So we need to take this thing and load it onto our rail system. How do we do that? That is the rail part, and this is the loading part. So we need to rotate, 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 and link it like this. Can we flip? Rotate, rotate, and I want my rail to go leftwards. No, I don't want my rail to go leftwards. I want my rail to go rightward. So I want to flip, rotate this way. Great. Wait, did I build an unloader? Oh my lord, I did all that for an unloader. All right, loaded, and we want the rail to go that way. Let's see if we can't set up the rail. And then we need to set up a rail stop right here, I believe. Like right in front of it, isn't it? And then we need a locomotive, like such. And then we need a train. We're going to see this in action live, guys. We're going to see if it... Look, one thing I haven't tested is the throughput of these trains in terms of how many I need to deliver onto these things. So we can see this thing is now creating the correct shape. It hasn't created any to load. Well, it's starting to now, but our train is doing train things. But while we do that, let's set up the unloader here somewhere. So to set up the unloader, I guess we can just unload here, right? We'll go to our train section. We will click shape unloading, and we want it to do something like that. We can now get rid of this stuff because we're never going to use it ever again. Is this a smart idea? I guess later on we're going to have like many shape unloaders doing something like that, right? So that's coming out that way, except I want my rail to be going in the opposite direction. So let's delete that. Let's put our shape unloader in, and we'll give it a flip, rotate. And now we've got our unloading station, right? But we need a train stop to tell it to stop and unload our stuff here. So I believe we just build a train stop just like that. And then we should be able to connect our loader to our unloader. That's cool. It's even got the little train visual. Let me zoom out. Let's see. Does that intersect? Okay, it intersects, but let's do a direct route because our trains take priority over whatever hell is going on over here. What did I need this for? This is for our tier 1 shape. Is it intersected or is it like good? No, I think it's saying that this is not happy with. Can trains go underneath? Train launcher. I don't need to launch the train. I need the rail to go across, and then I need mental blank. I need this to go underneath now. Great. So this gives way to my train. Let's validate that is working. How do I validate that's working? Let's zoom out and give it some time. The train is coming. Is it got items? The train has no wagons, you silly muppet. I built the train station. I didn't build a train wagon. One wagon right there. There we go. Now when the train comes back, or does this just send out a new train? Maybe it sends out a new train every time the circle fills up. Let's see. Yep, sends out a new train. It's got wagons now. But this is filling up so slowly. Alright, we're gonna have to wait for this to fully fill up, eh? It's got like this buffering time, I guess. But that's fine. We'll check back in on that in a little bit. In the meantime, we should start working on our milestone. We've done a lot of cleanup this episode, so that's good. It's always a good idea to do some cleanup work. Don't just leave your factories as a spaghetti mess. Go back, see what's not necessary, uproot it, and yeah, fix it accordingly. Cool. So next thing that we want to do is create these shapes. So let's have a look at milestone number 6 and see what shapes are involved. We've got this weird, what is this? I don't even know how to describe this shape. My English is not very good. And then we've got this mostly circle, but singular quarter square. That shape doubles up with an unpainted version of itself to make the second shape. And then that second shape is stacked with this. All right, and then this thing is like the same, except then it gets rotated and painted green. Okay, so I just need to extract this, make this shape, and then paint it red. That doesn't look too hard. Let's do that first. Is there that shape just readily available somewhere in the world? Let me take 30 seconds to quickly look around the world to see the easiest way to do this. I'll be right back, guys. Alright, we are back, guys. I have found this shape. Look at that. The exact shape we need for the blue one. So we need only paint this blue. And right near it, I couldn't find this shape, unfortunately. I did have a look around. We're not that lucky. But we did find a quarter of that, so we can just extract that quarter. So we have a plan, guys. What do you guys think we should do first? Let's just get the blue rolling. That is pretty easy because we've got a blue nearby. We'll probably do it here. So, should we do it here or should we do it like centralized and then just bring it all back in one go? I think we should do it all centralized. So I'm going to use the blue over here. So I've got my shape extractor. I might just cut it and rotate it this way. And we can bring our... Oh, how do I do this now? Shift 5-1 to get our thing. We need to bring it over here and paint it blue, right? Let's give it like... Where's the red thing that I want to do? So around here, I reckon. We'll bring this shape out and make sure it's traveling. It is. Go to the blue side. We will put our blueprint fluid extractor on this side, just like that. Very easy. And we will pipe that over to meet our thing over here. Great. Just like that. And we've got blue coming in. So painting this blue is a very simple task with our painting array. So we can just do that. We need to give it a flippy flip and rotate. And that should give us our blue painted thingy-mabob. We do need to pipe this back to home. Shall we do it with trains? Shall we check if these trains are working now? They are. They work in batches, it seems. Because I do see a break in... Yeah. They're definitely not continuous. It works in batches. What is causing the issue? How do I make this fill up faster? I'm not too sure. It looks like I don't have enough trains. Can I add more trains to the network? Yeah, we've got piles of this stuff to deliver, but I don't have trains to deliver it. How do I make this such that it feels like there's less buffer? Can I cut selection, clear contents, destroy? Not sure, guys, not sure. How do I make more trains onto this network? Can I add? I can't add wagons. I can't make each wagon carry less. Can I add a second train? If I add another locomotive to this network, will it work? With a wagon? No, that comes up with an error. What if I add a locomotive like that? No, that doesn't work. No idea, guys. If someone can explain to me how to get more trains or how to utilize multiple sections of this wagon, that would be greatly appreciated. How does it do that? How does it? Many questions. I have many questions about this train system. I will figure it out in the background. Don't you guys worry. But this is slowly being delivered. I think for our critical stuff, I mean, this is fine for now because it's not really that critical, right? It can just sort of work in the background because it's just for our operator level. I don't care. But for this stuff that is kind of critical, that we're waiting on stuff, we don't want it to be delayed by trains. So I think I will invest my platform units into bringing this home. I say that now, but how much platform unit do I really have? That's fine. To go from here to here is only 377. So let's just bring it home via regular platform. Is this thing giving me output yet? No. Why? Because it's still traveling. Yeah, because it's taking forever to travel. But once it does travel, it'll saturate and it'll be much faster. So let's just get that. We don't need this anymore, so we can just pump that straight into here. This one should do a thingy into here. 2, 3, 4. Lovely. Alright, that should be delivering our blue painted shape. Now we need to do our red painted shape. And to do that, we first need to extract the shape and cut it into quarters. So let's do that very quickly. So Shift by 5 gets me a platform. And on that platform, I need to start cutting this shape to size. So if I first just cut it in half, then I rotate it, what shape do I end up with? We get that. No. What if I don't rotate it? I get that. I do want to rotate it, but I don't want to rotate 180 degrees. I want to rotate it like that. And then I want to cut it again. that gets me the quarter that I need. Great. So if I take a copy of that and I put it right here, I'm going to give it a little bit more room, guys, because I always end up adding another layer of stuff. So I've learnt my lesson. I'm going to give it some more room. We'll output it here, and we'll input it here. Then we just copy the whole thing and flip, rotate, and we've got a full belt of these quarter shapes. Let me quickly think of a name for these shapes. I'll call it a curved triangle. Should I just call it a triangle because there's no triangle shape? You guys know what I mean when I say triangle. Alright, we'll take this triangle shape and we will paint it red. No, before we paint it red, we need to have another belt of this stuff, but a rotated version to merge with this thing. So, you know what would be smart? If I built it one tile out, right? Then I can add the rotators on here. I think I need to give it a 180 rotation. And see where I built the little spacer in there? That way, in case I need to give it a little rotate, I can do that a lot easier than before. I say that, yet the belt modification is still a nightmare. But that should give us that thing rotated to the right corner. Why? Oh, yeah, that needs to be done like that. I know, I'll just delete this side and copy it. Okay, that was not easier than what I normally do. God. You try to be efficient and it doesn't work out. Great. But anyway, we've got our two sides rotated, two triangles rotated into the correct orientation. Now we need only merge them back together. So we just have to exit out, bring our space belt like such, and bring our space belt like such. And then we just need to build our stacking array. Lovely. And that should give us this shape. Now we need only paint this shape red, and we've got a red painting thing right here. So we just blueprint our fluid extractor right here, and we will paint. Put our fluid extractor out like such. Grab this thing. We'll have it meet our fluid extractor somewhere here, and we will grab our platform that does the painting array. I think the fluid pipe's already on the right side. Excellent, and that should paint that shape that we just made red. And we need only bring that back to base now, and we know how much that costs to do, and it's not too expensive, so let's get that done. We'll bring it over here first. We'll figure out how to tunnel this under there. Yep. Give it a little bit of a tunnel. That's not tunnel. Then we just bring it over with our other one, and we take it home. All the way home over here. Now, you'll notice we have a bit of an issue now, in that we don't have enough, what is happening here? This is the input for our extra task, but we don't have enough inputs now. We're definitely running out of inputs, so we're going to have to hijack some inputs from elsewhere. So if I just take 2 of these and shove them here for now, then take 2 of these and shove them here. Why don't I do this a bit cleaner? Something like that. That clears up 4 inputs for this, so let's just get this piped in. Why is this not perfectly aligned? Oh, right, because it's 1 on each side. Excellent. Beauty. So that should take care of both these milestone shapes, and it will allow us to get back to making these pin tasks. I think we need to unlock our vortex next. Oh, we haven't claimed all of this stuff. So that gets us some research points, but not enough to help with anything. So we need to start working on some of our pin tasks. We did rebuild our tier milestone 4 shape over here last episode. That reason for that is because I wanted to deliver this shape, this new shape. But maybe we should, before we do that, deliver this shape first, because this shape is not too difficult, right? We were already pretty much had that made, so why don't we start delivering that shape? So we have this square merging on. Unfortunately, we can't just turn the top circle. Yeah, because of the order in which we're merging this, we can't just slap a full circle. We're just gonna have to merge on a half circle. But merging on a half circle isn't actually an issue in any way, shape, or form. What we can do is simply make a full belt of half circles first. So if I take this and then I make some extenders, like such, I can create a platform that creates half circles for me, which is exactly this platform. I do need to have it rotated though. So let me give it some room. What rotation I need is up to this shape. I need it to rotate onto this half, this left half. So I need it to do a 180 spinneroos, which we can just do by doing that. I'm doing it the lazy way instead of just rebuilding this whole system, because I can just slap this on very easily rather than rejigging this whole system. That was always the plan when we set this up originally. So I need this shape now to play nicely with this shape. I need this to go maybe like one tile that way, and then I need to rotate it that way. Nope, that's not how you rotate it that way. Huh? I hate these space platform things. They don't behave the way I expect them to. And then I need that to rotate in that way, that to rotate in that way. Then we need only merge these two shapes, but I need to make sure the right one is on the bottom and the right one is on the top. I think that is correct orientation, and that should give us the correct final shape, and it does. Great. All right, so that's being dealt with. Now we can do this. That is extremely easy. We just need to get this in here, but I'm out of inputs. I'm out of inputs, guys. I need to borrow some inputs. So we're gonna have to do some dirty until we extend our vortex inputs. We're going to need to pipe this over here and this over here, and then these are gonna need to pipe this way a little bit. Great. Just like that. Then we need to pipe over maybe this one into here, and then we can free up this side. So let's just cut this out. We're using all our inputs, guys. We're using all of our inputs. Just like that. Now I've freed up 4 inputs because I just want to pipe this thing straight into it. So if I build an extractor, maybe we'll extract. We can't extract this way because I don't have platform space to do stuff. So maybe I'll extract this away, and then we will build a platform to cut this in half. So we'll do a very simple platform. I should probably save my cutting platform, at some point. I don't know what template to make it because I need to give it space, right? To properly, in case I need to put rotation in there and then cut it again. I don't know. Maybe I'll do a half cutting platform and a quarter cutting platform separately. That probably would be smart. Something like this. That gets us the exact shape we need, nice and easy, no coloring required because we did a little sneak here. Now I just need to figure out how to pipe this back into my main base. We want to do something like this. Let's go upwards and back onto here. And then we will hop down. No, that's not work. Let's go like that. And then we will do a little hop-de-hop. And then we just need only to connect. Now we just need to pipe this into our main base. I think I'm making this game a lot more challenging for myself because I'm trying to saturate a full space belt. Were I not trying to saturate a full space belt, everything would be quite easy. Great, we can see this shape's finally coming through. I think let's just double check all of these shapes are coming through correctly. We've got red about to come through. We've got our tier 1 shape coming through correctly. We've got our, tier 1 shape. We've got our milestone 4 shape coming through. We've got our milestone 6 shape coming through. We have our, this shape is wrong at the moment, but I think eventually it will correct itself because, yep, there's a break here. And then after the break, nothing is coming out. No, this is coming out slowly after the break. It is just up to here. That is the right shape, right? Yep. What is it up to? Yep, there's a break and then, yep, cool. It's on its way. Nothing to be worried about, guys. This shape is coming through. Everything is coming through nicely. So I'm going to let this system run for a while. And this will probably be the end of this episode. We've been waffling on for quite some time now, but I think we've made a lot of progress. We learned how to use trains this episode. Trains aren't working as efficiently as possible, so maybe I will play around off camera and try to figure out how to use the trains properly. And yeah, we will work our way through milestone 6 next episode, guys. We will continue to do our pin tasks to get some research points, try to upgrade all of our inputs and our painting and our cutting and all that good stuff. All right, excellent. Thank you all for watching. If you've enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe. Otherwise, I will see you in the next episode. Have a good one, guys.